Alright, listen up. We need to talk about something that could make or break BloodStrike. They're about to drop a brand new map called Skyline Beach. Sounds good on paper, right? New scenery, new fights. But here's the problem. If they release Skyline Beach without map rotation, they're going to split the player base into 3 separate lobbies: Shutter Island, Deserted Valley, and Skyline Beach. And you know what happens then? More bots, slower matches, less fun. And this game, which already struggles to keep people engaged, will slide even faster toward its own demise. Right now, we've got 2 maps. Shutter Island is popular, Deserted Valley is dead. And that's because you can avoid it. No one has to play Deserted Valley, so they don't. When you let people pick maps freely, they stick with the one they like and skip the rest. It sounds nice for the player, but it kills the matchmaking system. Those unpopular maps get emptier and emptier until they're nothing but bot lobbies. Add Skyline Beach to the mix, and now the player base is split into 3 groups. That means even fewer humans per match and bots filling up the rest. When matches turn into bot shooting simulator, people get bored fast. And boredom is the #1 killer of any game. Map rotation is the obvious fix. It's simple, you don't get to pick your map. The game cycles you through them at random. Everyone plays all maps. No map is left abandoned. And because all the players are going through the same rotation, the lobbies stay full of real people instead of AI. Look at Apex Legends. They rotate maps to keep the player base together. They understand that if you give too much choice, you spread the community too thin. If BloodStrike did this, Deserted Valley wouldn't be empty anymore. Skyline Beach wouldn't steal players from Shutter Island. Every match would feel alive. And over time, people might even start liking maps they used to skip because they'd learn them and adapt. Let's be honest, no one's logging in to play against bots. They're predictable, they're slow, and they're boring. Bots have their place for tutorials or filling very small gaps, but when you're dropping into a match and half the lobby is AI, it kills the excitement. When you add more maps without forcing rotation, you're almost guaranteeing that bot count will climb. And once that happens, players notice, they stop trying, and some just stop playing. That's how a healthy game starts dying. And while we're on the topic of keeping the game alive, we also need cross-server matchmaking. Right now, BloodStrike locks you into a specific region. That means smaller matchmaking pools, longer queues, and more bots. If my region's dead at certain hours, I'm stuck. If I want to play with friends in another server, I can't. Cross-server fixes this instantly. Sure, you might get a bit more ping, but you get faster queues, fuller lobbies, and better matches. Other shooters have this. Fortnite, Apex, Valorant, they let you play outside your region. And BloodStrike is run by a billion-dollar company. Don't tell me they can't do it. Here's how this will go if they release Skyline Beach without changes. Shutter Island stays the most popular. Skyline Beach gets hype for a couple weeks. Deserted Valley dies completely. Bots take over the less played maps. Player engagement drops. Matchmaking slows down. The game loses players faster. This isn't some wild guess. Other games have been through this exact same cycle. The fix is obvious, but you have to put it in before the damage starts. Splitting the player base into 3 separate queues is a mistake you don't have to make. You've got the resources and the examples from other games. There's no excuse for not doing this right. That's my take. If you agree, drop a comment with #BringMapRotation so the devs can't ignore it. We've all seen good games die because of small, avoidable mistakes. Let's make sure BloodStrike isn't next.